we have exposed something that is happening in Washington that you really need to know about. Not that we're going to be able to change anything, but you need to know about it, how far gone we really are. Next. So, The Blaze, we have an exclusive documentary called The Beltway Nation. It is from the producers of For the Record. It is something that they stumbled onto and said, we have to do a separate documentary on this. The Beltway Nation. It will show how everybody in D.C. is getting rich and you're getting screwed. Fraud, extortion, the lawlessness, all of it is happening. And we have evidence that, quite honestly, is so shocking you will want to kick everybody in Congress out on both sides of the aisle. This is a really important documentary for you to see before we go to the voting booths. Let me tell you about the official price list. This is one of the most shameful things I have ever seen in American politics. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee released an official price list under the guise of member due goals. And what it is if you want a seat on a certain committee, then you have certain goals. And they range from $500,000 to $125,000, depending on the committee. For example, you want a spot on the House Leadership Committee? It means you need $500,000 for the party. So you can buy, it's a menu, and we have the document. It's a menu. You say, I want to be on the leadership committee. Great. Price is $500,000. You give the committee $500,000, and they put you on that committee.
Regardless of qualifications.
Yep.
Or
Nope, you're buying your way in.
It's a purchase price.
So here's the worst part of it. Which is the cheapest committee to be on? Which is the least desirable committee to be on? The cheapest is the Veterans Affairs Committee. Now, why?
No money there.
Exactly right. Can't shake veterans down. So veterans don't have any money, so they're not going to be the big campaign contributors. There's nothing that you can get from them. You're not going to get rich off of the veterans.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to be on that committee because there's no power there. There's nothing. And so you want to be on that. They're practically giving that one away for a song. It is.
Does it literally not cost anything to get on the Veterans Committee?
I don't know how much that one is. I don't have the price list in front of me. It does cost you something, but it's the cheapest one. It's the cheapest one.
And when this comes out, will it just be ignored because we're the only ones talking about it and there will be no consequences?
Yeah,
here?
I think so. I think it's going to be one of those things that that come and there's no consequence.
Well, and the problem here is that both sides are doing it. So you don't have one side to get all fired up about it and go after the other side. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's just wrong. And that's not enough these days.
I thought it was a Democrat list. It's both, huh?
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's both. But no, but this list, no. This list is from the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Now, they both do it, but we only have the hard evidence
of the Democrats.
So, what I'm saying is if the Republicans are doing the same thing, they can't make a big deal about it. They can't go out and stomp around and say how awful it is.
Correct.
So it's hard to even get it to be a partisan issue, let alone an issue that takes over and actually wins.
But that's not the point here. The point is to get the truth out. And then, maybe people, if they react harshly enough, there can be some change. It does happen. But you have it does.
Does it?
It doesn't feel like it, I know.
I'm just trying to think of when. When has it happened?
Well, we've had, we still don't have comprehensive immigration reform, do we? We still don't have it. I mean, there are issues where it occurs. It's
There's
hard.
A few. Yeah, there are. I remember Bush coming back in 2006. He was in Europe on some trip, and I forget what the deal was. And when I come back, we're going to get comprehensive immigration reform done. And then he came back, and he got it thrown right back in his face. Yep. No, you're not. Well, Obama's tried it 2 or 3 times now, too.
Well, he has said, I mean, this election, they're going out after their main guys. They're going after, the president's giving speeches at La Raza and things like that. Can you imagine if it was a group of white people and they were like, hey, we want you to speak at our organization called The Race? You just never do it.
It's crazy.
It's like the Klan. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But anyway, so he's at La Raza and he's giving speeches, and I don't know where he gave this speech, the last one, but basically he was saying, we're going to get everything done if you go out and vote. You've got to go out and vote. Well, where are the Republicans on this? Are the Republicans doing any of that? Because I honestly don't see it. Tell me the polls with Mitch McConnell. How's he doing?
It's down by 2.
Yeah, he's losing.
Mitch McConnell losing, down by 2. Who made that prediction? We did. Every single person in the country that has any kind of common sense.
Knew Matt Bevin was the guy there.
Matt Bevin was the guy, mainly because Mitch McConnell, there's no passion for him. We said early on, if you don't get rid of Mitch McConnell, nobody's going to go out and they're not going to go cross a street to vote for that guy.
Now, he might still win because of the way the state typically votes, but it's making this a lot more difficult than it should have been.
How much money are you spending there?
Right.
You shouldn't have spent any money. There's no passion, so you're having to buy all of the votes.
Yeah, and Matt Bevin, who is a fresh face with fresh ideas, a good candidate, would have won easily there. The same story goes in Kansas. I mean, Milton
That's
Wolf,
amazing that in Kansas.
Kansas.
Those are both Republican states.
Yes, would have easily been winning right now. He would have been winning. Right now, Roberts is tied in Kansas. Do you think a young doctor, a well-spoken doctor, would have had trouble in Kansas winning conservative votes?
No.
But Pat Roberts is 5,000 years old. He doesn't even live in the state. And so it looks like an independent/Democrat is going to win Kansas.
What about Thad Cochran?
Cochran's going to win, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the toughest vote for me. Any of these other guys I could vote for before Thad Cochran. He's the worst. I mean,
he probably is the worst of the bunch.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
He's the worst of the bunch.
He's despicable. Yeah. He's despicable. And how they won that is despicable.
But another one, Tom Tillis is another one in North Carolina. Yeah. He's behind Kay Hagan right now. Now, are we going to get the same media reaction every time a Tea Party candidate wins a primary?
Blame the Tea Party for having fought a primary and made the Republican deplete their resources against another Republican.
That's what they'll say.
That's what they say.
No, if your guy was so strong, why isn't he running away with it now? You're in these Republican stronghold places.
Yeah.
It's because you guys don't listen. You don't listen. The Republicans are so screwed up and upside down, they don't listen. And you know what? That's fine for the Democrats. But there's at least half of the Republicans, or people who have voted for Republicans, who won't play that game. I will never play that game.